This isn't another fitness clickbait video. I'm going to tell you what are the 3 principles plus a bonus one that got me fucking jacked. If you do these principles on your next workout session, I guarantee you'll make much more gains than if you hadn't followed these principles. Let's get started. It's called no feel, no gain. So the mentality is that you have to fucking hurt. You have to feel pain in every workout session. You have to fucking destroy that muscle. Because you already know that building muscle is made from destroying the muscle and then your body rebuilds that muscle. But here is the thing, most people don't destroy the muscle or barely, and they say they make gains or they're making progress in the gym whilst they're missing out on a huge other level of building muscle. So the next 3 principles are going to tell you what I do to fucking destroy that fucking muscle, like fucking. So you have to stretch the muscle. You have to stretch the muscle to its max stretching point and then contract it. Like whilst you're doing reps, you must stretch it, then contract it. So this looks like this. Let's say you're doing French press, and most people do French press until here and they extend. French press until here and then extend. But look, they're missing out on this much stretch that they can gain. Like here, the tricep is very stretching. So you stretch that fucking muscle and then you contract. Even just right now, just by stretching this muscle, I can already feel the hurt in the muscle. So you stretch that shit, bah! This goes the same with doing push-ups. Like you're doing push-ups, you instead of just descending like this, you bring it all the way down to stretch your entire muscle fibers. You have to picture the muscle fibers in your muscle like fucking being stretched. But there's a catch. I don't stretch the muscle if by stretching it I lose some tension on the muscle. So for the best example of this is doing lateral raises. So you know lateral raises are like this, bro. So by stretching it all the way, it means that my arm should be like here. But look how my arm is put. That's how you stand every day. And if you touch that muscle, that shit is fucking soft though. So it's not under tension and it's not hurting. So what I do, instead of stretching, I stop right here. So the muscle is still contracted. Because exercises with that involves dumbbells are literally your muscle pushing against gravity. But if there's some part of the movement that gravity is doing all the work for you, because gravity is putting the weight down on lateral raises whilst my arm is down, I'm not doing any of the work compared to if my arm is like this. Gravity is pushing that way, and my arm is trying to counter it. So my muscle is under tension. So don't stretch if by stretching sacrifices tension. Second, now negatives. Negatives is where most of the muscle is built. Most of the muscle you build is built on the negatives. So you might as well fucking maximize the time you're on this fucking negative. So what I do is I do the negative for 3 seconds. So let's say you're doing bench press, you come up, bam, and then for 3 seconds you bam, 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 1, 2, 3, bam. It's gonna fucking hurt. You'll want to like let gravity take over and let it pull you down. But no, bro, you're missing out on gains, bro. If you're not on the gym to maximize on your gains, what the fuck are you in the gym for? You're wasting your time. You're wasting on potential gains just because you don't want to feel pain right now. Like muscle is built through pain, bro. You gain nothing from pain. Nothing is free in this world. Rather, you're trading something to get something back. You're trading pain and discomfort right now to get a fucking aesthetic, fucking sick physique. So don't let the weight control you and dominate that shit. So for example, you're doing let's say example for dumbbell bench press, when lowering the weight down and you control the negatives for 3 seconds, your arm will start to like, the weight will start to take over and control your arm. It's like to the side. But no, you keep that shit down. You dominate that weight. Even if it's pushing you to move to the other side, like fucking down on the other side, this is fucking debalancing you. and control that shit. Keep that shit straight and lower it down. You're dominating the weight. And also, you want to be as smooth as possible. You want your muscles to be as smooth as possible and control the weight even if it fucking hurts. Even if you cannot control it and it will be easier, no, bro, you control that weight. Because you want to be smooth because you're a race car driver. And race car drivers have to be smooth. You want to become a race car driver in the future. And guess what? Once you're driving on a race car at 200 kilometers per hour and you're turning and you have to be smooth, there's a lot of fucking tension. There's a lot of fucking strength you have to endure. And you have to be smooth at the same time. And it's uncomfortable. So prepare for that right now. By controlling your weights, by controlling your reps and doing them as smooth as possible. I don't want to see some fucking shit reps like where the weight is going everywhere and you're like descending and did a lot. No, bro. Consistent descent, smooth. Now the third one is failure. You have to hit failure each set. I don't care about, oh yeah, I have to keep my energy up. I have to don't burn out during the rest of the workout. No, bro, you're in the gym to burn out. So your body gets better and the next time you go in the gym, you don't burn out. And then guess what? You add more weight, you add more reps, so you burn out. I used to box, right? When I went to boxing, there was a first session that was like bag work, like endurance work. And then afterwards, I did a sparring with a friend. And my mentality used to be like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna use all my energy in the first session, like doing endurance shit. I'm gonna keep all my energy for the end to spar with my friend. That's a shit mentality because I wasn't training to my fullest. I wasn't training beyond my limits. I was just enduring it and like making close to no progress. I wasn't progressing. And also in racing, you must push your limits to get better. So might as well do the same fucking principle on your workout. And what does hitting failure look like? So let's say you're doing a bench press again. And you're doing like, let's say you're on your 12th rep. 12, 13 is not coming up. You try to push it harder. Bam! Bam! You do the reps until your arms are fucking down and you, even as hard as you try, you can't get them up to form a clean rep. So what you do at that point, you start doing half reps. So you go like this, like bam, 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 bam. The fuck am I doing? But you understand the point. Doing half reps until you can't even do half reps. And so you're stuck down here. And then you try to push like your body, you try to use as fucking cheating as possible. You try to cheat completely the rep. You try like to help your arms push for that another half rep. And until you, even whilst cheating, you can't, that's when you hit failure. But remember, during that whole time, your muscles were fucking hurting and you wanted to quit. You wanted to quit during the small reps, during the half reps. But no, you kept going to destroy that fucking muscle. That is training. That is how you make progress. That's how you build muscle. When the muscle hurts, that means that you're building it, you're destroying that shit. Now the bonus one is form check. You must always check your form to see that you're contracting the muscle you want. Because there are a lot of exercises that if you do one thing wrong, another muscle group like takes over and you're not training the muscle you want. So for example, I used to do leg raises, and you know when you do leg raises, your legs have to come up. And turns out that by just coming up your legs, there's another muscle like inside your body that takes over. And you're there thinking you're gonna make ab gains, and no, you're building a muscle that you can't even see inside of you. Fuck that muscle. So it turns out that your pelvis, by doing leg raises, the idea is that your sternum has to contract and like bring closer to your pelvis, because that's where your abdominals are attached. They're attached to your pelvis and to your sternum, and they bring those two together. By doing leg raises, that looks like bringing the legs up, but also bringing your pelvis towards your chest. And also by doing something that I learned recently is that by doing lateral raises, you shouldn't shrug because you're not engaging the shoulder properly. And what you should do is contract your omoplats, like this fucking bone, like put them together and then lift the weight up. And you can even feel like with no weight, that there's a much more intense contraction in the shoulder. So to recap, stretch, negative, and failure, and form check, all of those principles are to destroy the muscle. The idea is to destroy the muscle so it fucking hurts. Each day after a workout session, you must feel sore and think back of the exercise you did yesterday because it fucking hurts right now. If you follow these principles on each workout session and you don't pussy out, you will make a lot more gains if you hadn't. I'm Angel Bernal and I'm on the same path as you. I want to become a race car driver too. I'm helping teenage karting drivers build an aesthetic physique so that they're proud of and they feel happy living in their skin. And each time they look in the mirror, they're fucking proud and sick. Soon I'll be dropping a full guide on everything that I know about building muscle for karting and looking aesthetic as fuck. And in the meantime, I'm selling one-to-one call to help you on whatever fitness problem you're having right now. My goal is to stop seeing skinny karting drivers on the track. I want everybody to be fucking jacked, bro. Be fucking aesthetic. Imagine you have your racing suit, then you unzip that shit, bzz, and then you're fucking carved as with marble, like a Leonardo da Vinci sculpture.